So welcome. So I'm Murray DL. I'm the dean at the Merrick School of Business. I'm not a contestant tonight, but maybe one day I will. So, listen, I want to welcome everybody here. This is an event that we always really look forward to, and it's great to be back in person as well. So I think that's special. And I think it's a special event for the Merrick School because, entrepreneurship really means something to us. I mean, after all, the University of Baltimore was actually founded by entrepreneurs, for entrepreneurs in some ways. And so it's very appropriate we have this kind of competition. But I think entrepreneurship is really important for the school. And I know most of you are great fans of the school and you understand us. But I'd point out there are really two major things that it stands for. Some of the students who come to the orientation session, and I do recognize at least two people who have come to my orientation sessions, I always speak about that if I were in the School of Nursing at University of Maryland, Baltimore, or the School of Medicine there, I'd be talking to them at the orientation about the vocation of nursing. And I talk about, well, why shouldn't we talk about this in business? The vocation of business. And in business, we serve people. And by the way, we know we serve people when they actually write us a check or give us a credit card or give us money. So actually understanding how our ideas translate into serving people's needs, which then they pay us, isn't that kind of what entrepreneurs are about? And what better way to learn that in any setting, a business setting, than helping to create your own business? So that's one reason it's really important. And the other reason is that, I've talked about this in a couple other sessions, but about a year or 2 years ago, I think it was a year and a half ago, we helped Harvard Business School do a student project here in Baltimore. And at the end of the project, their faculty member who was in charge of it was talking to ourselves and some of our community partners who we work with in this, and he said, the mission of Harvard Business School, he says, is to create leaders who make a difference. Now, I did note he didn't say leaders who made a positive difference, but it was leaders who made a difference. And then, I stood back from this and said, you just look at our students, and that you don't have to go to Harvard to be a leader. But what we stand for in the Merrick School is actually getting things done. 30 years of business, I actually found that, we really do need, true leadership skills, but we really need to get things done. And that's what we stand for in the Merrick School. And that's why also, what other better way to learn about getting things done than to learn being an entrepreneur? So that's what tonight's competition is about. Henry, I'm going to get out of the way and let Henry tell you about the competition, bring the contestants. I really want to thank the judges. Henry's going to introduce you all in a few minutes, and also the judges and mentors who have worked with these teams over the last few months. I want to say a special thanks to Jay Ripley and his family, because the major prize tonight, as well as the incubation center there, is a result of his kind gift from his family and himself. So thank you very much, Jay. So Henry, you're on for the rest of the night.
Thank you, Murray. Thanks, everyone, for coming tonight. Really appreciate it. It's a pretty nice night out there, so I appreciate you all coming in and spending a little time with us tonight. So as Murray indicated, I will, in a moment, introduce our speakers, our judges. We actually have a special keynote speaker as well. But just want to take a few minutes tonight to talk about what our main sponsor, if you will. And that's the Center for Entrepreneurship and Innovation, or the CEI. I'm Henry Mortimer. I am the director of the CEI, which for more than 15 years has served as the front door for entrepreneurship in Baltimore, encouraging and supporting entrepreneurial learning among UBalt students, faculty, and alumni. The center's ongoing goal is to help students and others launch and grow business ventures through events like Rise to the Challenge, as well as gaining access to mentors and other resources while providing opportunities to engage and collaborate with the Baltimore community. And recently, we've had the good fortune to be able to expand our ability to do this through two generous donations. The Tagler Fund and through an anonymous donor. Through a donation from Jason Tagler, the founder of Pitch Creator, we've created the CEI Growth Fund to support students or alumni who seek working capital for building their company, something that is often sorely missed, or sorely needed. The fund provides cash ranging in amounts from as little as $250 to $5,000 for UBALT entrepreneurs to help cover the costs that serve as a barrier to getting an idea to market, things like legal fees, registering your company. Preference will be given to applicants who can demonstrate that they are most likely to achieve self-sustaining growth or positive cash flow breakdown, which is another tenet for us. Venture capital is wonderful, but at a very early stage, it can be like handcuffs. So we really encourage our entrepreneurs to bootstrap as much as they can, and this grant, as it were, is a way to put a little wind in their sails for that. The other, and this is news today, we received an anonymous transformative gift that will enhance the University of Baltimore's support of its many entrepreneurial students. As you can see, 3 years, almost $1 million. That's pretty transformative. And what's most exciting about this is that it'll allow us to use the Center for Entrepreneurship to serve as a hub. And we will serve 3 different groups of students. The Second Chance College Program students who are incarcerated men at the state's Jessup Correctional Institution and who are interested in entrepreneurship. Students from the Real Estate and Economic Development Program who are interested in creating more affordable housing in Baltimore. And this fund will allow us to enroll more students in general who have entrepreneurial interests and want to take courses, and will increase the support for those like those who want to start their own businesses while studying other degrees. And it will, more importantly, I believe, help strengthen the ties between the university's entrepreneurial community and local businesses in the greater Baltimore area. So yeah, maybe a little more applause for that, for both of those generous donors. You can say, by coming here, you got a tip. This was brand new information. So through these and other programs, we can take students who have an interest in being and show potential as entrepreneurs and shape them into real entrepreneurs with real businesses that contribute to the economy of Maryland, all the while obtaining an education from an accredited university. And this is why I believe this is what I believe sets us apart, why UB matters. These opportunities, like Rise to the Challenge. We at the university recognize the important role that emerging, often minority-owned businesses play in the economic health of Baltimore, and we are proud of our role in fostering an entrepreneurial spirit in our students. We believe that by offering Rise to the Challenge and other programs funded through these grants and otherwise, along with the means to earn a college degree, the University of Baltimore can truly change the course of a person's life. So that's all the PSA for the evening. Let's get on with more fun programming and less of me talking. So speaking of changing lives, I would first like to introduce our keynote speaker, Clarissa Kozer, founder of Tailored Fit. Clarissa is a senior, sad to say, she'll be leaving us, a member of, oh, that's right, oh yes, we're not losing you. Because of that fund, you actually get to stay for your MBA. She's a member of the Radcliffe Entrepreneurship Fellow Program, I'll talk a little bit about that later, and was the recipient of 2 awards last year at Rise to the Challenge. She won the Hustle Award, and she won Most Promising Business. That's a $15,000 prize. So, congrats again. And she's here to tell us about how her experience at UBALT has fueled and shaped her success thus far. Clarissa.
Hello, everyone. And it is an honor to be standing on a stage much similar to this one that I did last year winning that Most Promising Business Award and being a hustler. But when we talk about, as Henry said, why UB matters, when I came to UB, I was majoring in business with a specialization in human resources. And I just was kind of like naturally doing it because why not? But I had passionate professors, specifically Professor Lingelbach, that is an Entree 300 class. And, we had to come up with a business. And he said, if you apply to the admins competition, you get 5 bonus points towards your final grade. So I was like, of course, why not? But I applied for the competition, and it was during COVID, and there was no competition. And I did not get the 5 bonus points. But however, through that, I met Henry and JC because Henry actually reviewed my application. And that's how I was introduced into the eFellows program. And I applied, and it became a new life. I did not even know that this was an option, that I had found my calling at University of Baltimore. Is transformed. I developed Tailored Fit, which is a fashion brand dedicated to tall, slim boys between the ages of 6 to 19, because I have a now 13-year-old who is 5'9" and weighs like 100 pounds. So we always had challenges finding clothes to fit him, and as a mom, of course, I want to problem solve. But through the CEI, we had access to mentors and advisors and thank-you-baters and professors like JC and Henry as mentors. The mentors that they provide, the information that you receive is just astounding, and it's all free, so you can't beat that. But also, just getting the opportunity to even participate in the Rise to the Challenge and being prepared for it. Things like Pitch Creator, somebody in a company that comes together to motivate the entrepreneurs and just build the community. I never thought that I would have that opportunity, and it has really changed my life. And I would like to say a special thank you to Jay because, you believe in entrepreneurs and make things like this happen. And without it, we would spend much longer trying to bring our businesses up and trying to bootstrap. But I don't have to take money out of my household or slow down on the process because that was available. And right now, Tailored Fit, we're in the design phase. We have some samples made, and we're going back and forth with our designers so I can actually see what I once knew was just a vision. It's becoming reality, and it's truly amazing. So with that, I just want to congratulate all the upcoming contestants and people who are about to pitch, and you can just never truly imagine what your gift has done for me in the University of Baltimore and just how it has transformed my life. So with that, I'm just going to say thank you, everybody, for coming and showing your support because you guys matter. The mentors and advisors, the alum, you all matter, and I really, really appreciate it. So thank you.
Thank you, Clarissa. Well, that is an amazing story, and the transformation, JC and I can attest to the transformation that we saw over the last 2 years. So I think that deserves another round of applause, don't you all? All right, on with the competition. So the rules for tonight are that we have 6 finalists who will pitch in one of 2 categories, aspiring and existing businesses. And they'll go alphabetically, starting with aspiring. They'll have 3 to 5 minutes to pitch their businesses to the judges. And then the judges combined have up to 5 minutes to ask questions with a minute or 2 thrown in for tallying scores. And audience members, you all play a role too. We encourage you to cheer on the contestants, and you'll have a chance to vote for your favorite contestant using our handy-dandy Slido app. So if you go to slido.com and search for our event code, which is listed up here, you will find it out and you can start your voting. So before we get going any further, though, I do want to introduce our judges and thank them for joining us tonight. So when I call your name, please stand or wave. Ted Golubowski, President of Belfast Valley Contractors. Thank you. Michael M.J. Jackson, I should also mention alumni here, double alum, Vice President, Global Head of Industries at DocuSign, Aneta Orellana, owner and manager, CMS, LLC. Thank you. And Jay Ripley, Board Chair, Alaris Equity Partners. Thank you, Jay. Thank you, judges. And you all have your work cut out for you tonight. I know you got a little flavor of meeting them backstage, as it were, but this will be fun. So, and who are the competitors? So tonight, we're featuring 3 aspiring business leaders. Serena Brontide, founder of Synapse Collective, makers of Rooms. Taisha Pinnock, presenting Dipped. And Jonah Willard, who will tell us about Grease Garage. You guys are catching on. Next, in the existing business category, we have Mario Izquierdo, I got it right, creator of Limiter. Joanne Jones, who will be discussing Kenyon Cutie, and Angel Wilson, who will tell us about Silent Books Publishing. So congratulations to all of them. They've gone through a lot to get here, right? There's a lot of hard work. Most of our UBalt students are working adults with families, so this side hustle is something they do late in the evening or on the weekends or at lunch or sometime, but it takes a lot of work. And what are they working toward? What's at stake tonight? Here's a list of the prizes. As you can see, there's nearly $30,000 up for grabs tonight. And also, I do want to mention, when you registered, you may have seen a prompt asking if you're a community college or eligible transfer student. If you answered yes, anyone here? If you answered yes and you're here in person tonight, we'll be raffling off some swag and a coupon that will waive your application fee. So you get to apply for free to become an E-Fellow. You can clap for that too if you want. And then we have a final special award that I will talk about a little bit later, but I'll leave it as a surprise. So on with the show. Although one last item, as I mentioned previously, you all, the members of the audience, have a role to play, to cheer and cheer loudly for tonight's competitors. Let's give it a try. You guys are a little sleepy, a little slow. Come on, ready? Yay! All right, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. I like the meter going here. One more time, though. Come on, let's cheer really loudly. Yeah. And this is a friendly place. This is a safe environment, as it were. I call this a dolphin tank, not a shark tank. So the more supportive we can be, the better off they'll be, the better their presentations. So feel free to make noise, maybe not exactly while they're pitching. You can hold your applause to the end. And as for everyone who's watching on the live stream, I'm not suggesting you shouldn't make some noise simply because you're seated somewhere out there behind the cameras and screens, but rather than here in the theater in UBalt, and we do have a few empty seats if you want to come in. But go for it out there in cyberspace. Cheer loudly. Just be kind to your neighbors. All right, and everyone here or far can make your voice heard by voting for your favorite contestant using the Slido app. And log in and search for the code. As I mentioned, the crowd favorite wins $1,000, and that's not too shabby. All right, is everyone ready? Ready. Nakia, are you ready? All right, let's give away some money. It's showtime. There we go. All right. Our first aspiring business finalist is Serena Brontide, who will be presenting Synapse Collective, makers of Rooms, an interactive online learning platform that uses 3D technology to create an immersive experience. Come on out, Serena. It is not easy going first. Big round of applause.
Ooh, how do I use it? Hey, everyone. Hope you're all having an awesome night. So, I'm trying to figure out how to use this. Yeah. So, my name is Serena Brontide, and I am representing my aspiring business, Synapse Collective. Possibly. There we go. All right, so the goal of my company is to strengthen the bond between newly introduced concepts and pre-existing understanding. So what does that mean? Well, when we're learning something new, especially something that's complicated, there are typically 3 stages we need to get through in order to fully understand it. The first is cognitive understanding, then associative, and then autonomous. What that means is that when we learn, we need to be activating our brains. We need to have something that's relevant to what we already know in order to make sense of that concept. And then we need to be able to run with it. So our problem. Okay, is anyone parents here? Yeah? Who wants to go back to teaching their kids? Yeah, no one. It was a problem. All right, so it is not easy creating an asynchronous platform. When we're learning, I taught a class just this last semester in asynchronous form, and it was very difficult. It is not easy, so let's give it up for the teachers who are doing it. Yes! All right, so naturally, when all of this came about, sorry, my mic's moving away. When all of this came about, we didn't really have the technology prepared to be ready for when all of this happened. So we had some programs that were made very quickly, but they didn't operate very well, and in my opinion, the innovation for them has failed. So our second problem, another thing that became very apparent during the pandemic, is we had a lot of students whose needs weren't being met when we moved to this virtual platform. That's a huge issue because so many children are then left behind. My final issue, and this is something that we'll be seeing more in coming years, there are neurodivergent needs that are not being met in classrooms now. Even in a traditional classroom setting, they're not being met. And we do estimate, the CDC has estimated that by 2050, 50% of learners are going to be neurodivergent. And there are things that we can do to make sure that things are more accessible for those learners. So my solution, I've been working with the University of Baltimore. There are several professors, and I've got many colleagues here. We've been working together to find a solution for some of the challenges to the virtual learning. So far, we've been working together to create games, materials, things that we can use in traditional classrooms in Baltimore, but also in museums and in libraries. So this platform is a virtual reality, kind of, where it'll be virtual reality eventually. We're looking at a 3D model for right now, and we're going to base it all around gamification. So this is a method that's proven for aiding in cognitive development, an effective way to present content in multimodal fashion that allows users to start making those associations that are necessary. When you walk through the materials, it's a powerful tool for learning, and it can create an environment where people can really be excited about what they're learning. All right. Did we switch? Yes, we did. All right. So the tool that my company is setting out to create is called Rooms. And it sounds much more complicated than it actually is. Have you guys ever watched one of those home improvement shows where they have a 3D model of a home, they put the art in it, they put your couches so they see where everything is laying out? That technology already exists, we're just gonna use it in a different way. So let me give you guys an example. I created a virtual museum as one of the betas. It's a little too long to put in the presentation, but I'm happy to talk about it a little more later. This was made for a classroom that was studying Ira Levin's Stepford Wives. In this video lecture, students watched Betty Friedan make a speech. They saw newspaper articles identical to the one the protagonist finds in the book. They looked through the 1950s advertisements, listened to jingles, popular music of the era, and then as they moved through each one of the exhibits, they were able to make connections between the information that was being presented and the book they were reading for class. Now, remember earlier when I said I would be confident asserting that there was a failure in innovation? A large reason for that is that the design is so difficult to follow for any new platform. I don't know if it's because I'm in my 30s, and maybe I'm a little crotchety, but I don't want to learn a new program. I think that Microsoft did a great job finding something that was user-friendly. Google moved forward with that. I don't want to reinvent the wheel. I just want to make something that everyone can be comfortable using. Further, the way that you're going to move through this program as a player or a learner would be your very traditional WASD controls on your computer or with a remote control. You could kind of go either way on that. We're going to have customizable templates so that the users can create these really beautiful products, but they don't have to do all of the legwork just to get them there. And the innovation that comes with this, I'm not riding on making a program that's going to look beautiful, look different, anything more than what you get with Microsoft Word. What we're going to do is have 4 different modes. They're going to have you interacting with material in a different way, something that is a little bit elevated from anything that PowerPoint could ever do. All right, we've got 4 modes to go through. The first is museum mode. That's going to be our beta version. Everything is going to be based around that same 3D block, being immersed inside of it. This one will connect multiple blocks so you can walk through as many rooms as you want to. We've also got the timeline mode. It'll be a 3D timeline that you can stack on top of one another. Each point on it, you click on it, you're immersed into a room. All of a sudden, you have all the data that you would need for that point on the timeline. We will have a gamification mode. That is great for doing digital games, escape rooms that are becoming very popular, especially with museums and with libraries at the moment. And then we have a planning mode, which, as it suggests, you just plan any research that you're doing. So take all the millions of tabs you have open, put them in one space, and you can organize them. So it'll be a lot nicer that way. So what is our plan for moving forward? First, I need a team. I am the creative, let's get it done type. I need a more businessy type to hang out with me and keep me wrangled. After that, we are going to start creating beta versions. We're already in the process of doing that. The lowest viable product we would like to make is at least the museum mode, because we can start practicing that with the university. We can also branch out into the schools. Had a meeting with the Walters this morning. We're going to run testing there. And then we're just going to expand out from there until it is a proven method. And we do have things going on at the University of Baltimore. We're already working on these things actively. We have an entire class dedicated to creating puzzles and gamification. So we are already well on our way. And thank you.
Awesome.
I'll give this to you.
Stick around. We have time for 1 or 2 quick questions. Anyone have a question? Jay, Ted, MJ? Jay.
Serena, I love the idea. I've had a company that has schools for people with disability, educational disabilities. Where do you see your customer base here and maybe an ultimate exit?
I'm sorry, what do you?
The first one is who would buy this?
We're hoping to get this in schools. We're going to start with the college market because we're kind of already here. We've got our built-in beta testing. We're also going to be working with local museums. We're hoping to get some of the high schools in the area as well. We worked with them in the past doing virtual field trips, which went over really well. So we'll probably continue with education.
And then, okay, education would be your customer base. And then
Yes.
ultimately, maybe this could be bought by a large education company or somebody like that?
Yes, that is the goal, yes.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks.
One more question? Anyone? MJ?
Yeah. Can you talk a little bit about the competitive landscape? Who would you be selling against, and what are some of the gaps potentially of the current offerings in the space?
There have been a lot of things that have come and actually gone really quickly, like Prezi. I believe they existed and now cease to exist. We've got VoiceThread, so many other things. I've downloaded so many apps for my classes over the last 2 years. I'm sick of it. But a lot of them, they'll change the mode a little bit that you can interact in a different way, but it's not necessarily user-friendly. You've got to learn a whole new way to create things, have to figure out how to post things. It's just very complicated. This would definitely simplify things, and we want it to actually make a difference in how you're learning. We're not moving from PowerPoint to now you're in little bubbles having a conversation about a PowerPoint. We want it to be a whole experience in general.
Great job. Thank you.
Right. Great job, Serena.
Thank you. Thank you. Just go out.
Yeah, as I said, it's not easy going first. Great job. All right, thank you, judges. From the Peanut Gallery. Mom, come on, one more applause, right? You got my slides. Thanks, everyone. And while the judges tally their score, I'd like just to take a moment to thank the many volunteers whose tireless efforts have made this evening possible, including our first-round judges who are listed on the slide. And those folks were tasked with reviewing dozens of applications, to pick our finalists, which is no small task. So thank you, first round judges, some of whom are in the room tonight. And I'd also like to thank the many coaches and mentors who helped out, who helped our finalists prepare for this competition, and they're listed on that slide. Excellent. These industry experts, all pitch competition veterans, work one-on-one with the finalists to mold and shape what you're seeing tonight. So thank you, coaches and mentors. All volunteers. Thank you all. All right, judges, are you ready? Have you guys tallied up? You ready to roll? Number 2 on the way? Yeah? You need another second? All right, okay. All right, then. Our next aspiring business finalist is Taisha Pinnock, founder of Dipped, a line of vegetarian food for people who love to try new snacks and who love to support locally made products. Uh-oh, she's got food. All right. You know, as your mother would say, did you bring enough to share?
I know.
Excellent. Great work.
You're welcome.
All right, Taisha.
Okay, one is
The clicker is
jalapeno
yours.
and one is garlic. Huh?
Did you say garlic?
Yes.
Come with breath mints?
I have gum.
Thank you.
Okay. To the right. Okay. If I asked you what your favorite game day snack or appetizer is, what would you tell me? If you ask me, mine is dip. I'm Taisha Pinnock, and I'm the founder and CEO of Dipped. In 2017, I had my first taste of buffalo dip, and the flavor absolutely blew my mind. I had nothing like it before, and from then on, I was hooked. But as I started eating store-bought dips, I noticed 2 things. 1, they contained a lot of unnecessary ingredients, and 2, people liked it, but they didn't enjoy making it for themselves. So I took it upon myself to start making my own. After experimentation and getting some feedback from family, friends, and repeat customers, a 5-year business idea finally came into fruition, and Dipped was launched in December 2022. Our mission is to create an elevated snacking experience so you and your family can create more memorable moments around the table. We have 3 target customers: distributors, retailers, and consumers. We are a B2B2C business, but in order to get the product, consumers must go to a retailer who initially buys the product from a distributor. We get paid through distribution sales. Distributors purchase our products in bulk at a 45% discounted rate, per unit. With our monthly projected distributor sales, we average about $627.50, so we can project annually we'll make around $7,530 to $8,000 on the low end and $10,000 on the high end. And this depends on the amount purchased and the frequency. With the amount of distributors in the US and the amount of distributors in the DMV, Dipped can realistically obtain about 2 distributors, making our projected revenue between $16,000 to $20,000. It's easy for somebody like me to make my segue into this industry because of my background and because of the partnerships that I've cultivated. With my partnership through the Union Kitchen Accelerator program, I have a direct pipeline to distributors and retailers, making it easier for me to get my products in stores. With my restaurant marketing background, I'm able to utilize influencers and food bloggers to promote my products for free. Before launch, we did pre-launches, which consisted of social media marketing, dip tastings in the community, and capturing email lists through our website. Post-launch, we continued those same initiatives and really drove that influencer marketing and utilizing that Union Kitchen pathway. Post-launch, we gained a lot of traction, so we secured all 5 Union Kitchen locations in DC and Virginia, and we also began product demoing every month, but we also have recently been asked to pitch to Giant Foods online. When it comes to competition, there's 3 main competitors in our market. You have companies who they have their own retail spaces and they create their own branded dips. Then you have companies that make their versions of dips, and then you have people that are like, okay, I think I can make this myself. But despite the competition, Dipped has many advantages. Locally made in the DMV, contains no artificial flavors or colors, contains real vegetables that you can actually see, and it's convenient and it has no added preservatives. So going back to our financials, our average unit sales per month equate to 71 units with a total cost of goods of $892.84, giving us a negative net profit. But that's okay because most startup CPG businesses are not cash flow positive within their first few years. But as you can see, we have a rapid pathway to profitability. So if we do obtain those extra 2 distributors, we'll be projecting 213 sales a month, giving us a total cost of goods sold of $1324, ending with a positive profit of $590. With this money, we can do 3 major things. New supplies, which will help us with our packaging process because that is the most tedious part of the process. Gaining 1 to 2 new team members to help us with production and manufacturing, and it takes money to make money. So if we want to scale and reach those heights and grow, we need to be financially equipped. People love dip. As you can see, people love dip. He's shaking his head, he like dip. Based on the demand and the growth and just off these discussions with different distributors and even being able, having the opportunity to pitch to giant foods online when I literally just launched 4 months ago, that should show you why now is the time to invest in dip. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you. Please follow us on Instagram. If you're ever in the DC, Virginia area, please make your way and get your container of dip. I will be selling a few after the show.
Great job. Stick around. All right, judges. Well done, Taisha.
Thank you.
Judges, anyone have a question for Taisha? Oh yeah, this is all part of it.
Oh, sorry, the jitters.
Taisha, great presentation.
Thank you.
What I was wondering though, you threw one of the competitors in there, hell of a good dip. And I think you can buy those for like $2. So how can you put an $8 or $9 product to line up with a $2 product? I'm looking at price point and what you can do to become truly competitive at that level.
So if you look at the ingredients on Hell of a Good, you will see that it is severely processed. There's a lot of preservatives in Hell of a, so they have the advantage of being able to charge so little because they're not purchasing the same ingredients I'm purchasing. I roast my own garlic, I caramelize my own onions, I buy jalapenos, I buy corn, and the vegetables, people don't understand that price adds up, and groceries are not cheap. So when you have a lot of filler and a lot of artificial ingredients, you can charge low.
Then the question / suggestion would be, how do you differentiate yourself? So when I'm in the store and I see hell of a good bacon horseradish, you know, yeah. How do you differentiate yourself so the customer realizes that?
Well, in the store, the way how I can differentiate myself is, one, prayerfully, I would be able to reach consumers before they even get to the store with marketing so that they already know like what they're coming for, what they're getting into, so they don't even have to be sidetracked like, okay, what's this or what's that? So I want to be able to reach the masses before they get to the store. And even when they do get to the store, one, my packaging is very attractive and it's new, it's vibrant. People are going to be curious about it. So they're going to want to know, let's see what that tastes like.
Any other questions, judges? We have time for one more.
Taisha, great presentation.
Thank you.
Congratulations to making it to the finals.
Thank you.
I had a question regarding the ingredients you mentioned. They're locally sourced. Are they? Do you have availability to just oversee the sustainability in growing those products, or talk to the farmers, or kind of like bring locally grown ingredients and what Ted just mentioned, it's important for the price point as well. Are you able to?
I personally am not able to talk to the farmers, but I do my due diligence when it comes to picking out the vegetables and the things that I include in the product.
You have trusted partners and suppliers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that it? Thank you.
All right, great job, Taisha.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank
Well
you.
done, well done. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, judges. Time to tally your scores. And while the judges are doing that, I'd like to talk a little bit about one of our most coveted offerings, the Radcliffe Entrepreneurship Fellows Program. I alluded to it earlier. So through the generosity of the Philip E. and Carol R. Radcliffe Foundation, students apply, and then eligible students are accepted. And once they're in, they have a number of benefits to them. One is that they learn in a cohort setting with other student entrepreneurs and work with faculty who will inspire and challenge them. They earn a BS in business administration degree, and typically they come in as juniors, so finishing a degree to get a four-year college degree, all the while working on their own venture, which, fingers crossed, they'll launch by the time they graduate. Best of all, they receive a renewable scholarship equal to the value of full-time in-state tuition, plus fees, plus a living stipend worth up to $2,000 per semester. So a free education while you work on your business. Exactly. And as Clarissa mentioned, also working with mentors, working entrepreneurs, hand in hand to improve and move the needle on their business. Two of our finalists, our guest speaker, our guest DJ over here, all are beneficiaries of this amazing program. So I encourage you to visit the CEI's website for more information. All right, judges, are we done? No more PSAing from Henry. All right. Our third and a final aspiring business finalist, also an E-Fellow, is Jonah Willard, founder of Grease Garage, a shared economy DIY auto shop for car enthusiasts that also offers skills training to underserved people in the area. And don't eat what he brings out, I promise you. Jonah, you ready? All right, Jonah Willard, everyone.
My name is Jonah Willard, and my venture is Grease Garage. Grease Garage is a DIY auto shop where car enthusiasts come together to work on their vehicle at their leisure. I'm what you call a shade tree mechanic. I'm too stubborn to pay a mechanic to fix my vehicles, so I fix them myself under the shade of my tree. A few years ago, I was lying down on the freezing cold concrete working on my old Jeep. Not only was it uncomfortable, but I never had the tools I needed. I'd constantly be running to the store to buy an expensive tool I would use one time. It was also extremely dangerous. Here I am pictured lying in the road working on my truck. I started to look online to see if there was garage space for rent, but I couldn't find any. It was either I lie on the freezing cold concrete or I pay a mechanic. I thought to myself, what if there was someone I could go where I'd have access to lifts, tools, comfortable working conditions, all in one place? That's where the idea for Grease Garage was born. As I thought more seriously about the problem, I also thought more seriously about possible solutions. I partook in a program sponsored by the University of Maryland and the National Science Foundation called the I-Corps program. With their guidance, I conducted 25 customer discovery interviews. Through these interviews, I received feedback that basically unveiled four main components: the DIY aspect, the social aspect, the educational aspect, and the storage aspect. I also found that from Washington State to Virginia, people are willing to pay $350 per month for garage services. With the I-Corps program, I was also able to compile an email list to send out during our initial launch. Here's a more in-depth look at our model. We have the DIY aspect, which is access to lifts, tools, and comfortable working conditions. The educational aspect, which is workshops and training programs. The social aspect, which is the knowledge and camaraderie from like-minded car enthusiasts. And then the vehicle storage aspect, which is a secure, climate-controlled facility to store your vehicle. I would like to provide our customers with 4-post and 2-post bays, as well as designated detailing bays and open bays. I'd also like to provide tools and repair tips from our in-shop tech. I'd like to have common items on sale, like oil, oil filters, and spark plugs. Education is going to be a crucial component to our success in unlocking new market segments. People need to know our solution. So we need to provide training for how to buy a used car, how to do basic car repairs and maintenance, and ladies' night. We'd also like to provide training, which is essentially car literacy for people, underprivileged people who don't know how to maintain or take care of their car. Car enthusiasts yearn and need the secure, climate-controlled facility to store their vehicle. They're willing to pay significantly for services like battery tenders and weekly drives to keep the flat spots away from the tires. They also yearn for the camaraderie, the knowledge, and the car parts and car sales available in our members-only lounge. We'd like to explore possible sponsorships from these car manufacturers. Here's an example of our hourly pricing model. We'd like to get people in the door by offering an oil change special, which is $20 for the first half hour, and then from there, $50 hourly for lift access, tool access, and tech advice. Here's an example of our membership structure. It's a tiered system, which begins with the Tinkerer plan, which is essentially discounted bay rental and tech advice for people who are looking to get into the space. Also provides access to members lounge and member-only events and workshops. From there, it gets more serious, all the way up to the Grease Monkey plan, which includes 150 hours of tool and bay access annually. Here's a brief look at our competition. Gearhead Workspace is located in Chicago, Illinois. American DIY is in Virginia Beach, and Stu Self-Service Garage is in Washington State. Shade Tree Garage DIY is in Pennsylvania. And Stu Self-Service Garage in Washington State is doing so well, they're booked up on the weekends and have just opened a second location. We'd like to use the funds for customer acquisition. We'd like to pump out advertisements and do workshops and training so that when we do the initial launch, we'll already have a customer base. We'd also like to build a website with SEO and a landing page so that when people look up DIY Auto Shop, we show up there. Are you ready to shift this idea into the next gear? Remember, we provide the tools, the space, and the know-how, and you bring the elbow grease. Thank you.
Great job, Jonah. All right, judges. It's up to your turn now, judges. Who goes first? Mike? MJ?
Excellent presentation. I was having a conversation with myself as you were giving your presentation because I was thinking, man, that could be an insurance nightmare, right? If somebody gets hurt in one of the DIY garages. But then I thought, well, why would I pay $50 for an hour when I could go to Jiffy Lube, $29.99, it's done in 20 minutes. But then you introduced the aspect, the image of the father and the son and the ladies' night and the whole element that I wasn't considering. So kudos to you for like thinking bigger and outside of the box. So my question for you though is sustainability. You've done your homework, you found the similar competitive type installations across the country. Talk a little bit about scaling. How would you go about scaling in a controlled way and incrementally grow your revenue?
Yeah. Do you mean multiple locations or just within one? Either way?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think the education component is going to unlock the new market segment where they have no idea where to start, don't know how to get in the space, and then they find out we're an option. Like, for example, in Washington State, there was a guy who literally knew nothing about cars, and he went out and just bought the cheapest Porsche he could find, like dirt cheap, and literally came in every weekend and just fixed it up. So I think that educational component and doing a good job with that would unlock so much more market segments other than the already existing car enthusiasts. And then as far as scaling, once we get the initial model right, I'd like to have one of these open in basically every major city would kind of be the idea. Yeah.
Great job.
Thank you.
So, yeah, great presentation, thank you. I've got an illness related to cars, so I'm very interested in this. I just read an article in the Wall Street Journal recently that talked about these sheds where guys, this is mainly guys, but I think it's a co-ed kind of thing, are just hanging out and just doing stuff together. This would really fall in line with that whole concept of the camaraderie, the social aspect of it. My major question is just capital required. For like one location, you know, do you lease a garage? Do you buy space? I mean, do you have any sense of cost of getting one up and running?
Yeah, so it definitely depends on the actual property, but how Stu in Washington State did it is he leased it. So he found an existing garage space. I think they used to do collision repair, so they already had the lifts, already had the equipment, and he just came in and leased it. So I think just to not have that huge upfront capital of purchasing a place, I think ideally we'd lease a place that already is outfitted for that.
Perfect, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Any other questions, judges?
Controlling your tool inventory and stuff, how would you, because I see that as a major impediment.
Great question. So our mechanic on site, this also goes into your question about insurance. So a customer comes in, they give him the key, then the mechanic puts it up on the lift. So no customers are even touching on the lift, so that alleviates that issue. And then when he goes and puts it up on the lift, he makes sure spray painted, color coded tools all along the thing, and he'll see if any are missing. And quick.
You'd have active management in there.
Yep. So that
Walking them through.
Yep. That in-shop tech would basically make sure it's there before and then after when they check out to come pull the car off the lift.
We'll have to see where that could be a major problem.
Yep. No, I definitely thought about that too. Yep.
All right.
Neat idea, thank you.
Great job.
Thank you.
Awesome, thank you. All right. Told you, judges, you have your work cut out for you tonight. So while they're tallying, I want to let you know about after the pitches are complete and the judges are busy deliberating, we'll excuse them a little bit later on to pick tonight's winners. We're all going to gather in the atrium out there for some delicious food provided by Rouge Catering and a little bit of fun. We have a photo booth from Pixelated, so you can take your pictures and upload it to the internet or share with your friends, and we'll be announcing the award winners. So I highly encourage you to stick around. How are we doing, judges? Need another minute? All right, well, I am actually at this moment going to share the secret that I alluded to earlier, and I'd like to invite Mustafa Wahid, who is an alum, to say a few words and deliver the first prize of the evening. It's sort of like in the Christmas story with the bell. The first gift of Christmas is tonight, and it's the Pitch Creator Hustle Award. Moose, come on up.
Good evening, everyone. Excited to be here. I'm Mustafa, also go by Moose, like the animal with antlers. As you could tell, I'm here on behalf of Jason Tagler and Pitch Creator. And University of Baltimore holds a really special place in both of our hearts. University of Baltimore has this incredible grit and an ability to help the students move forward in ways that is practical. They truly live their mission. So with this, part of the Hustle Award and why we offer it is the students have gone through a grueling experience of hearing about their idea, getting it torn down, building it back up again, and showing great determination and, most importantly, hustle. So with today's prize, I'm very excited to say that this person actually got dirt under their fingernails. So they pitched last year, and from last year to this year, they have improved significantly. So this year's Hustle Award winner, ironically enough, you just saw him, is Jonah Willard. So usually we do a cash prize mason jar full of dollar bills that he gets a chance to take home. This year we're going digital with PayPal. So I'm sure for tax reasons. But with that, I want to say thank you and a big thanks to the judges, the contestants, and to the University of Baltimore.
Thanks, Mustafa. Congratulations, Jonah. It's all right. Yeah, like I said, that's exciting, right? Does everybody get the blood flowing, right? All right. You all ready to hear from our second set of finalists? All right. Yes. Get on with it, Mortimer. All right. Now let's bring out our first existing business finalist. That is Mario Izquierdo, founder of Limiter, a 3D printed auto parts marketplace where customers can download car parts, saving time and money. Mario.
Thank you. Thank you. Perfect. I'm Mario, and I'm the founder of Limiter.com. Limiter.com is an online marketplace for 3D printed auto parts. Value. What's value? Time and money, right? A long, long time ago, I worked for a now historical landmark called Circuit City. Oh yeah? Okay. My age group, right? So I was installing stereos. I saw all these cars come in, and shortly after they closed down, I decided to venture off and start my own shop. So I got a couple contracts. I worked on classic cars and exotic cars. I did stereos, remote starters, alarms. One day, a gentleman comes in with a AMG convertible Mercedes. Beautiful car. It was missing a tiny little piece on the convertible top. It was a plastic cover, and it covers up a bolt. And if you know car nuts, you saw a couple of them already, right? That thing drove him nuts, and he's like, I can't stand it. I went to the Mercedes dealer, and they told me it was gonna be thousands of dollars because I had to replace the whole top. They don't sell me that plastic piece. It was gonna take weeks for me to get that piece in. And my car was gonna be sitting in there for I don't know how long. I'm not comfortable with it. I was like, man, what if we just copied and pasted? Copy, paste. We could copy, paste parts with the 3D printer. We've got a scanner, we can scan the part, and we got a printer, we could print the part. Many iterations, lots of drafts, lots of money. It's been years. I launched Limiter.com in 2022. Limiter is a site where sellers, designers, people can design their own parts, and you can upload it to the site. Your custom part, your rare part, your expensive part, and then you as a buyer have a rare part you're looking for. I need a Ferrari cover. You go to the site, search it, you can download it, print it right there, or send it off to a manufacturer to get it printed. They have print shops, so you can send it off. What does that mean? No inventory, no returns, no logistical nightmares. So we know that happens. And we earn 5% on every single transaction. 3D scanners and 3D printers are more affordable than ever. This is a 3D scanner right here, where I can scan a part about this size. Super cheap now. 3D printers, $100, you can find them. I believe that 3D printers are gonna be in every household, much like you see your HP and your separate printers at home. This is the future. This is now, because even Ford knows it. Ford released their FITS program. Huge manufacturer. Go to Ford FITS, download the file, and now you can design your own part for a Ford Bronco or a Ford Maverick. And you could what? What are you gonna do? It's gonna sit on your computer? Limiter.com, upload it to the site. So I had a goal. I launched it, and I said, I just want 50 users. If I can get to 50 users, that'll be my number by the end of the year, 6 months I gave myself. So I was cold calling, I was reaching out on email, I was Facebook messaging people, and I said, hey, nice part, upload it to the site. We ended up with 80 users before the end of the year. We're at 150 users, over 100 downloads, free parts and priced items, over 22,000 views, 2,500 unique visitors in the last 30 days. Over $400 in revenue, and the profit margins are insane because it's just a file. The file lives there. It's 100% on fees and over 90% on parts that we made that we uploaded on the site. Your competitors, your traditional auto parts stores, right? We've been to an auto parts store, an aftermarket. You have to order it, or they don't have it in stock. You get it, maybe it's faulty, right? That's where you got to go for your physical parts. It's rare that they have these expensive parts in stock. Even your dealer might not even have that. Thingiverse.com and these other websites, you can upload files, sure, but it's all free. You can't sell your file. Not only that, but it's messy. It's messy. I'm sure you all know, right? There was a Kazaa and LimeWire. It's messy. You got to look through files. You got to sift through files. Is it printable? Is it not printable? $890 million in 2019 sales of aftermarket auto parts for pre-1974 cars. That's classic cars. $378.4 billion market, not in parts, not in cars, in aftermarket auto parts alone. 9.4 million classic cars are still on the road, and 2.4 million luxury and exotic vehicles were sold in 2021. This was direct to me. This gentleman said, hey, I heard you could make parts. I have a 348 Ferrari. And every single one of these Ferraris, this panel falls off. For some reason, the left side only. And he's like, I can't find it. I found one time, it was like $400 on eBay. I said, man, I could do that. I could design it. We printed it for $12. We sold over 5 pairs at $200. This is a race car. This piece right here. This was printed, and actually, I got a 3D scan of a window. That quarter window, it was from a Porsche Cayman. We scanned it, designed a vent so it could flow more air into the engine. I literally went on one of these Facebook groups, zero marketing costs, and I said, hey guys, there's this file. I know you guys were interested. Boom, 20 downloads almost overnight. $180 in revenue, clean revenue. I didn't have to ship anything. I didn't have to follow up. They printed it. They even sent me pictures, said I love the file. And that was the video. So startup costs. We're at a stage where we're limited on this site. You can only upload one file. And as you know, car parts are multiple files, sometimes per product. We already have development quotes for a new development on the new site. It's a very complicated site because it's a marketplace. Sellers, buyers, messaging systems, UX, UI, consultations, marketing, a new scanner. So this is the breakdown of the cost if I were to win some money. All right, I already have identified and quoted for development costs, for marketing costs, for UX, UI, branding, and so much more. Does anybody remember CDs and DVDs? Yeah. What happened to those? It's happening now. Be ready. Limiter.com.
All right, great job. Judges, questions, and please lean into your mic when you, so we can help out the people online.
Great presentation.
Thank you.
Help me to understand, though, I'm a little foggy on the workflow, right? So you use the example of a guy with a cat missing on his vintage car.
Yes.
So let's say I'm that guy.
Okay.
Do I bring you the file? Do I tell you the part I need, and then you find the file for me? How do we know that the file is going to fit? Once you figure out the file is good, do you then put it in the marketplace so other people with similar cars can download it and you make it for them? Just walk me through.
Excellent
the
question.
workflow.
I love it. It's a great question. And multifaceted, of course. We're going to start with you're that person that has that file. You can either bring it to me, or you could take it to your person that has scanners. There's multiple scanner services. Not only that, but this scanner was $300. So you can buy a scanner too, and it comes with a tabletop. So you put it on the tabletop, and it spins. You don't need CAD experience. It spins, and you could even turn it upside down if you wanted to and get the other side. And then it'll tell you, good, now that's a file. The file is processed. These things are very sophisticated. Much like in manufacturing we were talking to, you got a piece that's broken. I can glue it back together and scan it. Now it creates a file. I had no CAD experience, but I say a piece like that is very simple. It's a very circular piece, and it's just clips. I looked at a YouTube video, and it took me 30 minutes to you get the measurements, and then you send it to a printer, much like you send a printer to a document, and it prints it. You wait a couple hours, but let's say you don't have a printer, right? You can now upload that file that you scanned on this website. That'll take all the printers in every area, and it'll give you the best price, and they'll ship it to you. So you don't even have to have a printer right now at the moment.
So again, as that guy, it would be on me to find the scanner.
Correct.
Get the file, and then send it to you.
100%.
Once I send it to you, you make it.
We make the file.
Ship it back to me.
Boom, exactly. And if you have the left side, you can mirror that file just by getting a copy of that one, mirror it, now you have the right side. Because cars are very symmetrical.
Awesome.
Yes, thank you. Great question.
Yeah. One more question, judges. That was my question.
Are you having currently reviews or in your new website that you're planning, reviews from past customers, satisfied customers?
Yes,
Yeah.
very good question. And currently we do have reviews. So a lot of the sellers, just much like an Amazon, right? The sellers can come on there and they have their review system. So you can look at a seller's reviews and say, okay, this is good, good. But more importantly, I like to also bring back that full loop. We have a curation process. We don't just upload anything to the site. I have a 3D printer and I actually have to verify that that file is 3D printable first before we allow it on the site. So it's equality. People aren't just uploading junk to the website. Very good question.
And I guess you have return policy that's...
Yes. Digital files are download and that's
Okay.
final.
Okay.
All sales are final after that download.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good job, Mario. I need the clicker go. Oh, there it is. We need that. All right, judges. Tally away. So then while they're doing that, let's see. We have a slide for us. Nakia, I want to just take a moment to acknowledge and thank our sponsors and our partners. All of these folks, up as you can see up there, the funding and the support that they provide is greatly appreciated and critical, not only for making events like this possible, but also for giving these students and alumni, several of the contestants tonight are alumni, to give them the lift they need to turn these ideas into viable ventures like they're doing, like they're showing here tonight. So thank you all to our sponsors. Ready? All right, let's bring out our second existing business finalist, another E-Fellow, Joanne Jones, founder of Kenyan Cutie, which imports, that's right, let's hear it for Joanne Jones. Importer for authentic, vibrant jewelry made by entrepreneurs in Kenya, and she donates a percentage of her net sales to a nonprofit. All right, Joanne, tell us about Kenyan Cutie. Come on out. Come on down.
Hi. This is for you. This is for you. This is for you. And this is for you.
That's awesome.
All right. Hey, everyone. Hey. I am nervously excited to be here. Okay, y'all got to peek at my slides, but we're going to act like you didn't see that. Okay, but I feel your energy. Thank you, people. Thank you for being here. Okay, I know you guys can relate to this. Okay, I know you were probably going to buy some Jordans one day. You went online. You were like, oh, my God, great price point. They're authentic. This is what the website's saying. You get them home, and they were not Air Jordans. They were Air Jareds. And I know you maybe one time, you wanted to get a bag. It was a Chanel bag. It was on sale. It was on the website. It was authentic. Great price point. Got it home. It was not a Chanel. It was a Charisse. You were not angry at the prices that you paid for these particular products. The anger and the frustration that you felt was from the betrayal of a trusted retailer telling you it was authentic, misleading you into purchasing this. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the frustration women, what's happening here? Okay, that is the frustration women 23 to 48 years old are experiencing when they're trying to purchase authentic, vibrant, custom jewelry, and they're winding up with knockoffs made in India, China, and other places in the world. There's also a frustration growing among women 33 to 53 years old that want to patronize businesses that support, that are actively trying to give back in their communities and make a difference in the world. This is where Kenyan Cutie comes in. Per the announcer, I am Joanne Jones. I was born in Kenya, but migrated here when I was 5 years old. I returned in 2017 after a long hiatus, and two things stood out to me: the vibrance and beauty of the culture and the poverty. So I try to come up with a way to incorporate the two into some type of business venture. That is the baseline of the concept Purchase with Purpose. I buy my jewelry direct from vendors and entrepreneurs in Kenya. This is Wambui right here. She is one of my vendors. She actually created these earrings that I'm wearing. She's an entrepreneur. This is how she feeds her family, and she survives, and me supporting her helps her scale her business. We donate 10% of all proceeds to Village Food Bank. Village Food Bank is a nonprofit. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Village Food Bank is a nonprofit that helps feed and support the vulnerable in Kenya. This is Waithera and Mrs. Kamani. They are recipients of the Village Bank Foundation. They get nutrition packages, and Mrs. Kamani also gets health packages like a cane to help her walk. Now, what about the dough? So my revenue model, I can get about $140 per customer. My customer spends about $140 a year with me. That could be, my price points for earrings are about $10 on average, $35 on necklaces. So if they purchase 4 earrings, 2 necklaces, that's how we get to the $140. According to Tam and Sam, I'm a millionaire. But according to the sizable obtainable market, this DMV area, Baltimore, my friends and family, if I can get 1,160 customers, I can generate $162,400 in sales. Now, how am I going to connect to this 1,162 people, you're probably wondering? I am going to market. We're going to do marketing ads, client referrals, and online presence. Also, my sales channels are going to be my website, www.kenyacutie.com, my website, social media, and pop-up shops, and partnering with local boutiques. Now, my alternatives are True Face by Grace and companies like Etsy, where either the price point is extremely high or there are quality control issues and you cannot verify if it's authentic. That's how you wound up with those Air Jareds. So this is actual footage from my camera. How can you have Afro-Rican pride when it says right here, it's made in China? Are you for real? So why me? I'm official, I'm African, I'm American, I got a little style with me, you think? And I also have strategic partnerships with vendors that can authenticate and make sure I've done the legwork. I can authenticate, you're getting quality and you're getting authenticity. I have a secure supply chain. My vendors ship directly to me, no middleman. I have licensing, I have a UPTO trademark with the United States Patent Office. This is not my first business. I am a licensed hairstylist and barber, and I have been a lifelong entrepreneur. That's all I do. That's how I make my money. So who's with me? CEO, serial entrepreneur. I have an accountant. I have an advisor, have my marketing team. All these specialize in small businesses, and they believe in my company, so they want to see me succeed. Friends, family, cohorts, I love you guys. Now show me the money. How are we going to do this? So year 1, year 2, year 3, if I can obtain from the 40, I have a current client base of 40. If I can obtain 2 clients, 2 new customers per day, I will be able to generate this kind of revenue. I'll be cash flow positive by 2024. Use of funds. If y'all vote for me and I win this money today, I'm going to invest in social media, content creating, marketing, website, and of course, you always need some working capital. So this is what I need you guys to do. 4 things for me. Number 1, vote for me to win. Number 2, go to my website. Number 3, follow me on social media. I would love to connect with you and tell you more about my business. And then number 4, share my brand, share my story, share the story of these entrepreneurs in Kenya, share the story about Village Food Bank, and share how you can make a purchase with purpose. And when I see you later, scan me. Thank you. Thank you, judges, for your time.
Don't go anywhere.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, hot seat.
Time for questions.
See, this is the part, I was hoping I could sneak out.
Jay, you had your hand up.
Fantastic presentation.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That was
Thank you.
that was stunning.
Thank you.
So my question is, you know, these online markets like Etsy kind of do everything for you. What is the advantage of having your own website versus doing something like through them?
Well, with Etsy, you're not guaranteed authenticity because you're not going from someone that you can look up what they're doing, how they're doing it. They're just going to tell you whatever they tell you. I can go on Facebook and tell you I'm a millionaire, I'm rich, I'm skinny, but that's not going to be the reality when you see me. So they can tell you anything on these things. There's no vetting process to those venues.
Okay, thank you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So following up on that question, first, great job.
Thank you.
So following up on that question, talk about how you validate authenticity. How do I go to your website and know that you're not just telling me anything?
Because I go to Kenya and actually make sure what I'm getting is authentic. And when I'm working with direct vendors in Kenya, when I went there last time, I forged partnerships with 4 specific vendors. There are a bunch of them, but I forged relationships with 4 of them. So my product comes directly from one of these 4. They're creating it in Kenya. The shipment is coming from Kenya. It doesn't stop anywhere, so I'm pretty sure that it is authentic.
And you communicate that?
I communicate directly with them, and then they also, now that we have, you know, WhatsApp and different type of, oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but I was saying you communicate clearly to the customer that supply chain.
Yes.
It's clear to the purchaser that it's
Absolutely. As I build up my website with these winnings, I want to start sharing the stories of the vendors, have videotapes of them creating the jewelry, so you can, again, have a straight connection with the person that's creating the jewelry. You'll know it's authentic.
That's great. And then one other question. You mentioned you have a patent. What is the patent for?
It's not a patent. I meant trademark. It's okay. Kenyan Cutie Jewelry trademarked.
Gotcha.
The name is trademarked. They can't take it.
Gotcha. Great job.
Thank you. Any
more questions?
All right. Thank you for your time. Thank you so much.
All right. Great job, Joanne. All right. While they tally up their scores, just want to remind everyone what's at stake tonight. Pull the slide up. There we go. As I mentioned before, it's almost $30,000 in prize money, but I want to point out just a couple of them. So the Baltimore Fund, supported by University of Maryland's Center for Advanced Ventures, the Baltimore Fund Award is given to the entrepreneur who best exemplifies UBalt's commitment to community, civic engagement, ethical engagement, and responsible and resourceful stewardship for the city of Baltimore. Established by 2 years ago by Murray Dial, Dean of the Merrick School of Business, you met him earlier. The Dean's Challenge Award is given to the competitor or competitors, the total may be split, who best demonstrate the social impact of their ventures. And the Most Promising Business Award, established through the J. Ripley Entrepreneurship Fund, is given to the student whose business in either category has the best prospects for growth as determined by the judges. Well, speaking of judges, are you finished? Yes, getting there? All right. So our third and final existing business presenter this evening is Angel Wilson with Silent Books Publishing, a minority-owned business for aspiring and seasoned authors that offers a variety of self-publishing services. Without further ado, let's bring Angel out.
Hello. Hi. There you are. There you are. Yes. Uh-oh. Thank you for the introduction.
Yes. Angel, we're having a little bit of trouble with your PDF, so you want to just begin?
Oh, sure. Okay.
Call it up. Sorry to throw you off.
Yeah, okay, sure. Okay, so did you know that last year over 2 million people self-published their books? 2 million. And that's not just last year. Over the past 5 years, self-publishing trends have been increasing. And I should know because I'm a self-published author. I wrote my own book, Am I Doing This Right?, after I graduated from the University of Baltimore. And when I was selling my book, I was doing really well. I spoke at Towson University, Morgan State University, and also West Virginia Wesleyan. And most importantly, I created a second source of income for myself. So when people would ask me, Angel, how do I do this? Of course, I had to tell them how. So I started my business, Silent Books Publishing. Silent Books Publishing is a self-publishing company for aspiring authors. And the reason why that we have to help our authors is because I said self-publishing trends are increasing. And also, people need help doing this. Did you know that over 97% of people who start a book don't finish? 97%. So we gotta help these people. Our services include writing, assistance, editing, book cover design, and also marketing, distribution, and we also print the books. So we're a one-stop shop for all of our clients. And I wish that I could see my slides, but yeah. Sure, thank you, I appreciate it. Yes. So we've already had clients in Baltimore, and our revenue model is that we put our clients on a 3 to 5 month contract. We charge an average cost of $27.50, and so that is how we create our revenue income. And also, our total addressable market, so on the low end, we have a $550 million for our total addressable market, and on the high end, $138 billion, and that's just this whole market that we're addressing. But at Silent Books Publishing, we're gonna try to target that audience in the DMV. But with that total addressable market, our potential customers in the large rim would be 200,000, but on the high end, it would be about 500,000. But as I said, that's because these self-publishing trends haven't continued to increase. And in the past 10 years, these trends have increased 100%. So in the 1980s, no one was self-publishing their book. Now with Instagram, if I have 10,000 followers, I'm self-publishing my book because I can generate that income myself. And you can come to us and we don't take none of our clients' income. Our clients, they have creative control, and we just help them completely self-publish their books. They just pay up front, and the next thing you know, they're authorpreneurs. So our target market is career professionals from 30 to 50 years old, and we've had Shay McCoy. I don't know if you've heard of the book West Baltimore Ruins. It's actually a bestseller at Red Emma's bookstore. We also have another bestseller. It's by Jess Scott, but she's based in West Virginia. And also Mecca Riddell, she's an international spoken word artist. And also Tashana Franks, she's a principal at Matthew A. Henson. And this is just a few of our customers. We've had several customers that are very career professionals that come to us and are very excited to share their stories. So our secret sauce. One of our secret sauce is that we have a partner with a printer company based here in the United States. We also, we are committed to our client's vision. We have a relationship with the Baltimore artists. We are on the Baltimore artist scene. And we also have intellectual property. Me and my partner, we know what we're doing. And the last secret sauce that we have that I'm really excited about, this month we established a partnership with the University of Baltimore, and we just hired our very first graphic design intern. Very excited about that. Thank you. So, for our financial summary, our first year, which was 2021, we made about $13,000. Our second year, in 2022, we made about $23,000, and we also won a $20,000 grant. And with that grant and also the revenue that you'll give us, we're hoping that we double our income this year. So the use of funds, we're gonna put $8,000 to accelerate funds, accelerate our growth. So we're gonna hire extra staff, with hiring more interns and other staff to help us. And we're also going to put $5,000 to publishing and Adobe software. We need that software to operate our business, of course. So, and $2,000 to general costs such as printing, ink, and things like that. And I wish that you could see my team slide, but you can't. So I am the team, I am Angel, and I am the founder of Silent Books Publishing, and I have a partner named Destiny Williams. She is also a self-published author, and she's an editor at Johns Hopkins University. Like I said, we know what we're doing. And lastly, I want to end and say thank you so much. You can follow me at silentbookspublishing.com. That's on Instagram, and our website is silentbookspublishing.com, and my email is info@silentbookspublishing.com. But if you have any questions or anything like that, find me afterwards. Maybe I can email you my slides, but thank y'all so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Okay. Thank you.
Nice job.
Thank you.
In spite of me. Judges, any questions?
Yes.
Hi, Angel. Great presentation. A lot
Thank
of
you.
energy. Fantastic.
Thank you.
Walk me through it one time. I want to write my story.
You want to write your story?
I want to write my story.
All right, so you come to us and your manuscript is ready. And so let's say your manuscript is ready. You say, okay, I have this draft. So you pay us and then we connect you with our editor. Like I said, Destiny Williams. Destiny works with you one-on-one. So you're working with Zoom. So once you finish your editing process, you're working with our graphic designer. And so then from there, you may say, hey, like let me grab one of my books. Like let's say this book. She came to us and said, all I know is that I want a picture of me on a cover. So, yeah, that's a good start. So then we say, okay, but we had done her editing and all that. So then we say, okay, now let's design it. So we take her vision and we put it together. And she has some blurbs. And then at the end of that, we give them a proof. That's a loose proof. You look through it. If you approve it, we say, okay, are you ready to print? She says yes. We talk to our partner printing company. We print it. We upload it to Amazon. You're ready to sell your book. That is our process.
Thank you. Nice job.
Yes.
Great job.
Thank you so much.
Without the slides, you were still awesome.
I thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yes. Thank you. Yes.
What is the average cost for a customer to do this?
So the average cost is $2,750.
Okay. And to what degree does the editor help me to write? Like, if all the way 100% would be ghostwriting, I just give you my idea and you write it, versus, hands off on your part, and I just kind of give you the manuscript or the transcript and you format it. How far along each way of that,
Okay, yes, I'm going to try my best to answer your question.
Okay.
So we offer writing assistance. So let's say that you have an idea. You'll work with our editor one-on-one and she'll create an outline for you. Chapter 1, bop, 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 bop. So let's say you just have your idea. But if you are already in draft phase, we're going to read your draft and we're going to work with you to develop that. So you can start with an idea and do writing assistance, which is another service that we offer, or you can just start with the draft and just work with the editor to develop your book so that we can get you to that finished product.
Okay. And are there different levels to your service? You mentioned 2,700. I noticed some books have ISBN numbers,
yes.
Some don't. So are there different levels?
So the different levels would be genres. So of course, if you're a children's book with full illustration, it's going to cost way more than a small book with black and white interior. So those are the levels really go by genre.
Got you.
Mm-hmm.
Got you. Man, that's awesome.
Thank you.
Great job.
Any other questions?
All right.
Any other questions?
Any other questions? Good question.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Please follow me on Instagram and let me know if you want to self-publish your book. Thank you. Have a great day.
Great job, Angel.
Thank you.
That's entrepreneurial, is it not? Innovative? Yeah. Have you ever gone to deliver a pitch and have your slides not work? And right? MJ, yeah, shaking your head. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Well done. All right, judges. Time to finally do your final tallies. Slido, yes, that's coming up. Thank you. Yes. There you go. Well done. Yeah, so don't forget to vote. So I just would like to let you, so we're ending the presentation portion of the competition. So let's hear it for the finalists again. One more big round of applause for our finalists. Yeah, congratulations to all of them. Although not everyone will be taking home a monetary prize tonight, I believe that all of them have demonstrated that they are winners in one way or another. It's been an honor to meet them, to meet you all, and to support you over these past few months. Honestly, as I mentioned before, the work that they put into this competition, amid the everything in their lives that are going on, as well as the uncertainty, global pandemic that we're still dealing with, volatile economy, national and international unrest, just the craziness, to be able to put their head down and do the work for this, to me, is nothing short of extraordinary. They're impressive. And I hope you all agree. And it's my hope, probably the main reason we put this competition together, is that I'm not the only one that feels this way, that we attract other people who believe in this cause as well, and that they catch the attention of a number of new people, maybe somebody sitting here, maybe somebody online, who have interest in their product, something that they didn't even know they needed, but now they've heard about it. And possibly some influential people who can help nurture the growth of their enterprise and help them continue to develop as entrepreneurs so that they can continue to make our city and our world a better place to live. So once again, I'd like to say thanks to the judges, to the participants, the volunteers, and everyone who has helped to make this evening a very special one, and especially to you all. So thank you again for coming out. So we're going to let the judges, yeah, exactly. Give yourselves a round of applause. And congratulations for still being awake on a sleepy Thursday night. So thank you all. So now we're going to let the judges go off and huddle up, tally their scores, and, pick winners, give out some money. And then while they're doing that, as I mentioned, I want you all to exit the theater, and there's food and drinks set up in the atrium, as well as a photo booth, some other things, fun things, and then and actually mingle with the participants as well. And you can find out how to get Angel's slides and scan Joanne's back, as she mentioned, and other fun activities. So thank you. We'll gather out there in about, and we'll make the announcement for the awards in about 20 minutes. So thank you all. Everyone can just gather around. We're about to give out our prizes. The winners of the 11th annual Rise to the Challenge Business Pitch Competition. Another round of applause for all of our competitors. First, I mentioned before, I do want our raffle winners for the community college student or eligible transfer student. I mentioned before you have to be present to win. However, you can email me and maybe we can work something out. But we picked two winners. Morgan Brewer. Is Morgan Brewer here? We got free admission. All right. How about Jessica DuPont-Marin? Not here either. All right. Well, we'll do this another way another time. Let's move on. First up is crowd favorite. And that goes to, oh, hold on. Drum roll, please. A long drum roll. Crowd favorite goes to Kenyon Cutie. Joanne Jones. As if there was any doubt. As if there was any doubt. Yeah.
Great, thank you.
All right. Great job. Great job. All right. And the winner of the Baltimore Fund goes to Synapse Collective. All right. There we go. Congratulations. I'm glad you came. Yeah, come on in. Take the check. This is your check.
Probably not put in the ATM.
Dr. Beal, right here.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Great.
Great. All right. Congratulations again. Good job. All right, the Dean's Challenge winner. Dean's Challenge, $5,000 Dean's Challenge, $5,000 Dean's Challenge winner is Kenyon Cutie.
Wow. Thank you. Wow.
All right, great job, great job. All right. The Aspiring Business winner, the $2,000 Aspiring Business winning prize goes to Dipped. All right, great job, great job. The existing business winner is Silent Books. That's right. No slides. Oh, yeah, we want to see your face.
Eyes up here, everyone. 1, 2, 3. Great, thank you.
All right. And our most promising business award this year gets split between two companies, Silent Books and Dip. Yeah.
Do we hold this up? Oh no, never mind. I think I put this back.
There we go. That's great. All right. Yep. Great. All right. Congratulations to all the winners. Thank you all for coming. Stay and enjoy. And we'll see you next year. Thank you, guys.